I mean, if you go back, the very earliest attack was on because the man who started the whole cholesterol, well, he didn't start it, but the man who was most associated with it was Ancel Keys.
Ancel Keys. What an interesting effect this charlatan has had with his Seven Nations study nonsense. That whole, you and I have spoken about this on the podcast before, and it's the man is remarkable in terms of the effect that he has had with absolute bullshit.
Yeah,
his Seven Nations study was a classic example of something that should never have gotten past the peer review process. And the fact that study was published indicts peer review as much as anything else.
Look, you're speaking to a man who believes the peer review system is the greatest barrier to scientific research that has ever been created.
In fact, it is.
No, I mean, Ancel Keys, well, he's the man that did a study called the Minnesota Coronary Experiment from 1968 to 1973. He ran it on about 10,000 people, looking at using polyunsaturated fats to lower cholesterol and reduce the risk of heart disease. And the study showed that, yes, polyunsaturated fats, vegetable oils is a reason. Anyway, that gets very complicated scientifically. But they did lower the cholesterol level using polyunsaturated fat instead of saturated fat. What they found was that the more that the cholesterol level fell, the higher the mortality rate. Yes. All right.
And that mortality data on cholesterol levels is the most damning nail in the coffin of this whole theory. Yeah. People do not understand this because it has never been presented to them. There is a clear reverse bell curve in total cholesterol and mortality.
Yes, I would say the one corollary to that is after the age of about 55. Yes. Up to that age, it's it's irrelevant really, but after 55 or 60, the higher your cholesterol is, the longer you will live. Full stop. Yes. Never shown anything different in any study, and there have been hundreds. But the other interesting, going back to Ancel Keys and his study, was that study never got published. That study was suppressed and silenced, and it was only published in 2016 when a group of researchers found the original data sitting in the garage of the son of the other investigator. And they pulled it off the magnetic discs and got it out, and then hey ho. So it was suppressed. But Ancel Keys, there was a researcher in England called John Yudkin, who was a professor in nutritional science, and he wrote a book called Pure, White and Deadly in 1970 something. And that book said it's nothing to do with cholesterol, it is all to do with sugar.
Yes.
The pure, white and deadly not being cocaine but sugar.
Right.
And he was ruthlessly attacked, his entire reputation shredded by Ancel Keys. I mean, I can give you example after example. If so why was I attacked by the journal? Why was I attacked?